everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today we're looking at the Star Wars Armada Profundity expansion pack. Now, Admiral Raddus's ship, also known as the MC-75 Mon Calamari cruiser, made its first on-screen appearance in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And the first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I thought it was a very interesting and unique design. And as we'll look at, it's like two different ships in a way. You have the Mon Calamari section in the front and in the back. Very Home One-ish with the bubbles here. And then this section in the center, which in the books it's described as being like armor and an upgrade. But, you know, having the model on hand, it just looks like two different ships put together. And I like that. I think it's very awesome. So getting back to this ship, its length is 7 inches long, which is awesome. I love the bigger ships. They're so full of detail. And speaking of that detail, we do have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the dials and tokens and cards, the stand, check out that beautiful model, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. And now for that token dial roll call. 1 speed dial, 3 command dials, 4 defense tokens, 4 command tokens, 4 raid tokens, 3 objective tokens, 2 chaff tokens, and finally 3 ship ID tokens. So that does it for the dials and tokens. Now let's look at the cards. Okay guys, like always, I'll read the names of the cards, and if you would like to read the paragraphs below, please pause the video and then continue when you're done. First up is Admiral Raddus, Bail Organa, General Draven, Strategic Advisor, Caitken and Sholin, Jyn Erso, Early Warning Systems, Heavy Ion Emplacements, Wide Area Barrage, Ordnance Pods, the Aspiration, the Profundity, and 2 Mon Calamari Exodus fleets. So now let's take a look at those ship cards. Alright, first we have the MC-75 Armored Cruiser, which has 9 hull, a blue and black anti-squadron die, 3 command, 3 squadron, 4 engineering. Down here, 104 points, and a lot of nice stuff on the arcs here. Black and blue, red and blue. Interesting stuff. And next we have the MC-75 Ordnance Cruiser. Again, 9 hull, black anti-squadron, 3 command, 2 squadron, 4 engineering. A lot of black down here. You got black and blue in the forward arc, black and red on the sides, and black in the aft. Not too shabby. Depending on how you load these bad boys up, they could be very deadly. Alright, quickly looking at the stand, it's basically 2 parts. We have our pylon here and the base. Now we should know how to assemble this by now, but we have our shield tokens. And just for demonstration purposes, here is a ship card or ship token. We'll stick that on like so. Press it in. Press up. Bring in our beautiful ship here. Attach it like so. And we're good to go. Okay, checking out the mold of this bad boy, I must say Fantasy Flight Games yet again has brought an amazing ship to life in plastic form. So I guess like usual, I'll go over the main points of the ship, and then we'll get zoomed in to show off all this great detail. Now first up is up front, we have a shield generator here, and I like to call this area basically the normal Mon Calamari design as we've seen it in Return of the Jedi, which is very organic looking with these raised bumps, very Home One-ish if you will. Down here we have our hangar bay, tractor beam and all that stuff is in here as well. And then this section here, like I mentioned before, it looks like 2 different ships put together. This was added with a refit, and it had tons of weapons and stuff like that added in. And just to rattle off some of the stuff that's in these collar sections here, we have point defense lasers, ion cannons, turbo lasers, torpedoes. Actually, this right here, this little section, that's the ordnance pod, so that's where a majority of the torpedoes or missiles come out of, this little thing here. And then also tons of shield generators. To name a few, these 2 spots right back here, those are the rear shield generators. So that's pretty interesting. Now this is also armor. So that is very unique. And you can see it's very detailed. And this section right here is mostly for communications, transmissions, that sort of stuff. Moving down, we have our bridge down here, which also has some communications antennas and whatnot. Moving back down, we have some great details back here. Underneath this big section here is to reduce heat in the ship. So that's pretty interesting. And then in the back we have our 4 engines, which I think there's more engines in the film model, but it is what it is. Pretty awesome ship. So let's get up close and personal with this bad boy. Alright, having a quick closer look, we can see the front of the ship has tons of panels, lines, raised sections. I always like these bumps in the Calamari ships. Very cool. We have a couple of recesses with details in them. Very cool. I think this one came out extremely well. Now, for the bottom of the ship, we can see some great detail in the hangar bay here. Amazing stuff, even details on the walls. Now, this panel here is a little flat, but whatevs. Not too bad. But just an amazing job. Again, a couple of recesses. Brilliant. Now, looking at that comms tower and also the weapons collar and armor, we can see some great details there. Almost like a submarine. I dig that. And then, awesome. There's a little gap here, which I love. Pretty sick. Coming down the side, these 2 things here should be weapons. In the Rogue One book by DK, it actually has 2 little barrels coming out of these 2 squares here. So that's interesting. And then look at all this stuff. Beautiful. And then we have our bridge. You can see the detail is coming down the center as well. Just magnificent there. And we have the other side. Pretty sick. And then for the back, nice. Now sticking with the bottom for a second, we have our ordnance pod right here. And that's nicely detailed. See some great angles on there. Pretty sick. Along with some more great paneling work. Fantastic stuff. It really is. Really did a decent job with this. Now coming back to the top of the ship, we could see some great lines and molding work. Again, our shield generators. Just a fantastic job. And then these 2 parts here. I don't know what they are, but don't they look like rebellion symbols? I don't know. What do you guys think? And then coming back, we have our engines, which are pretty nicely done. We have some details in there as well. And then for the bottom of the ship, just look at all that. Fantastic stuff. We have our stand port here. Just amazing. Like, I don't know. I just get a kick out of all this great stuff. Just every single line, every single little recess, just brings this ship to life. And the detail on this section here leading to the bridge is very impressive. Look, we can see little hoses and stuff. Magnificent. And that basically does it for the molds. So now let's take a look at the paint. Alright, no Armada ship I've reviewed so far is complete without an awesome paint job. And the Profundity is no different. Now we're looking at about 8 different colors here that really bring this ship to life. So in the dorsal section, we have mostly all the colors here. We have light gray, dark gray for all the armor sections, blue, yellow, and green scattered throughout the ship. And we could just see them everywhere from the bottom, the armor sections, the pylon, the bridge, scattered throughout the back. Just very nice. I do like that quite a bit. Now that's not all, because on the back of the ship, we have the blackest black I've ever seen, and also a nice vibrant blue for the engines. And I think that came out really nice. Cool on that. And the last color is the black wash. And like on all the Armada ships, it just fills in all these nooks and crannies. It just makes it look worn, dirty, or in some cases enhances the model by bringing out all these great panels. And that is sick. Especially on the bottom with this armor, the hangar bay, and this cooling area back here. Just fantastic. Now it's a little heavy in some spots, like this gill section here, or on the pylon, but to me, that just makes it look more real. And I dig that. Very nice. You can see a little heavy here, there, A little bit on the comms area, but pretty damn good. So that basically does it for the paint. So now, let's compare this bad boy. And now for a little size comparison with the Star Wars Armada Profundity expansion pack. I have it next to the Imperial Star Destroyer. I don't have Admiral Thrawn's yet. And then over here we have the Home 1 expansion pack. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars Armada Profundity expansion pack. Now this MC-75 Mon Calamari cruiser first appeared in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And for its length, it's 7 inches long, which is amazing. Definitely one of the bigger ships in the Armada line. Now, I loved Rogue One. I thought it was great. And one of the things that stood out was the Battle Scarif. And, of course, Admiral Raddus's ship. And I am so glad FFG made it because this thing is brilliant. Now, why do I like it so much? Now, first of all, the detail is amazing. As we've seen, this thing is covered from tip to tip with paneling. Little textures here and there, recesses, raised sections. And even this armored piece here. Just look at all that. That is fantastic, especially around the underside and the hangar area. Great stuff. Now the paint, that is also a plus. We have 8 different colors on here working together to give us something that looks beautiful. And also accessories. Now this is a tabletop game, so it does come with your tokens and dials as we looked at. You get a nice stand to hold your ship up. And also you get the great ship cards and upgrade cards, which when you unite all of them together, you could customize this ship to fit your needs and playstyle. So normally I give a con to price, and I've really been thinking about why I do that. And for example, this particular ship is around $39 to $50 in price, give or take depending on where you get it from. And for most of the people that watch my channel, this is a little high. So usually I give it a negative because it is expensive. But when you think about what you get everything you need. The tokens, the cards, the ship cards, the stand, and this beautiful ship. Right out of box, it's pre-painted. And that's pretty impressive. So I'm not going to give it a con for the price. But I am going to say I would strongly recommend it for either players of Armada or hardcore collectors like myself that think the ship is beautiful, because this is the only Profundity we have. I have never seen any other on the market as of February 2018. So anywho, if you're looking to buy this bad boy, you could go on the Fantasy Flight Games website, Amazon, eBay, Barnes & Nobles has them sometimes. But like I just mentioned, shop around, see if you can get it cheaper and save yourself some money. I actually got mine off Amazon, and it's technically a birthday gift from my good friend Tim, and he gave me a gift card, so I used it, and I got this bad boy for $10 with free shipping. So again, thanks Tim, and this is a great ship. So I'd recommend this vessel for anybody who's a fan of Rogue One, the Rebel Alliance, or Mon Calamari ships. This thing is a beast. So that's everything I have to say about this ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.